Big Mo comes running. The next morning at the signal beat of the drum, the children gathered in the schoolroom for the worship hour to sing songs, pray, and to listen to stories about Jesus. Dookie's eyes were wide with interest as the mission lady sang the Jesus song. Dookie wished that Big Mo could hear her sing. Perhaps he was listening outside the door, for he was working close by. When the song ended, Dookie glanced back at the open door. The lady with the sad eyes was standing there, and she smiled at Dookie. The woman turned and disappeared. Perhaps she had heard Suki crying and had gone to take care of her, thought Dookie. Listen, Dookie, whispered Luana. Now comes the story and all the beautiful pictures. You will like this. Dookie watched and listened as the mission lady showed pictures and told the story of the crucifixion of Jesus. Suddenly, Dookie slid off the bench and started for the door, saying, Wait a minute, tell them not to do it. I'll get Big Mo. She disappeared around the corner of the schoolhouse. The mission lady noticed Dookie leave the room, but she continued to tell the story and show her pictures. Dookie ran to where she knew Big Mo was working. Come quickly, Big Mo. They are getting ready to pound the nails. Come and stop them. Don't let them do it. Mo could see that Dookie was very much in earnest. Whatever it was must be vital. So Mo put down his work and followed the girl. Here is Big Mo, called Dookie as she ran up to the mission lady. He won't let those wicked people hurt him. The mission lady sensed the seriousness of the situation. The pictures and the story were so real to Dookie that she was living the experience. Big Mo was embarrassed as he stood by the picture roll and listened as the mission lady said, I am sorry, I forgot to make it clear that this story happened many years ago. These pictures were made by artists who wished to show us as nearly as they could what took place on Calvary. Dookie, it happened a long time ago. It will not happen again. I'm sorry, ma'am, Big Mo apologized. Then he put his arm around Dookie and walked with her to the bench. He did not scold her, for no doubt he would have done the same thing if he had been a small boy. It was all so new and real to the girl. When school was out, Dookie went to the laundry to see Suki, for Mo would soon come to carry the baby home. The mission lady was waiting at the door with Suki in her arms. Where is the play mother? Asked Dookie. She went to the supply room for a few minutes. May I be the play mother until you go? I like to hold little Suki too, you know. Of course, answered Dookie. At that moment, Mo came around the corner, and soon the three were on their way home. Mo carried Suki, and Dookie carried the small bundle. I will have to go back and help the doctor for a short time, said Mo, after he had put Suki on her mat. You are a big girl now. You can give Suki her bottle when I'm gone. But promise you will stay in the house. Do not go outside until I return. Of course I promise, said Dookie. I always do as you say. You are a good girl, my precious one, said Big Mo, placing a tender kiss on the girl's forehead. I will not be long. Dookie watched Big Mo run towards the mission. Then she sat on her little mat holding Suki on her lap. It was lunchtime for Suki, and the milk seemed to disappear quickly. Shall I sing a new song, little Suki? I don't know all the words yet, but someday I will learn what the magic writing tells me. Do you know that the magic writing can sing too? Suki did not answer, of course, for she was busy with her bottle, but her eyes twinkled as Dookie sang. Suddenly, Dookie stopped singing. She saw something big, black, and ugly on the floor. It was crawling towards the mat. For a moment, Dookie was frightened, not knowing what to do. The big stick was in the corner by the door, and the crawling thing was between her and the stick. Dookie curled her bare feet under her and covered them with a blanket that had been folded up on the mat. Again she looked at the black thing on the floor and whispered, "A scorpion." She had heard that the sting of a scorpion is very painful, and it might be worse than some snake bites. She covered Suki up, bottle and all, and waited for Big Mo to return. Suddenly she remembered what the mission lady had told them at school. Whenever you are in danger, pray, and God in heaven will send his angels to keep you from harm. Dookie closed her eyes and prayed. When she looked again, the scorpion was not crawling. It was standing still in the middle of the floor. I wish Big Mo would come home. He would know what to do. Dookie waited and waited. Suki had gone to sleep under the blanket, but instead of putting her on her own little mat, Dookie held her close in her arms. The girl sat very still, scarcely breathing for fear the ugly creature would start crawling again. It was getting dark in the room, but she could still see that object on the floor. If she had Big Mo's magic light, she could be sure that it would not crawl upon the mat. But Mo had taken it with him. Suki pushed away the warm blanket. Dookie tucked it more firmly around the baby's feet. She looked again. This time the scorpion was crawling towards the doorway of her room. She prayed again and thanked God for making the scorpion go away. Then she heard Big Mo singing as he came towards the house. "Be careful, Big Mo," called Dookie. "There's a black scorpion in my room." Mo opened the door and turned his flashlight in Dookie's room. He saw the unwelcome visitor and quickly destroyed it with the stick beside the door. Then he gathered up his two girls and held them close. "I did not intend to stay so long," he said, "but the work took more time than I expected." "What happened?" Dookie wanted to know. "A man was clawed by a bear, and the doctor wanted me to help him sew the torn flesh." "Oh," said Dookie, "you can do so many good things, Big Mo."